Todd Martin, thanks for joining us on USTA.com. You're here in a couple of capacities at the Australian Open. One as a coach, but one also playing the legends. Firstly, let's look at the legends. How have you been enjoying that over here?
Well, Thomas Muster and I are having our first opportunity to play doubles together, and it's been fun. We just got shellacked by Forget and Pioline. They're still playing pretty rough, and I don't think either Thomas or I feel as comfortable on the doubles court as we do on the singles court. But it's always fun to be out with old friends, old competitors, and have a game.
Todd, what's it like for you coming back to the Australian Open? It was a pretty happy hunting ground for yourself in years gone by.
Well, this was a great site for me. I played well here consistently. I liked the heat, but it was my first Grand Slam final in '94, and I have fond memories from that. And I think that it gave me a lot of belief that and confidence that I'd have another chance later in my career. And I was patient, and fortunately I had that other chance, just didn't come through in the end.
94, does it seem a long time ago?
It does seem a long time ago. Back then they were playing the Super Bowl the same day as the Australian Open final. But I still have pretty vivid memories of aspects of the day. Fortunately, not too many memories of watching the ball fly by me off the Pete's racket, but yeah, fond memories.
Do you miss those days?
I don't miss them enough to want them. I mean, I look back at them with great fondness, and I cherish all of those memories. But they are memories. I'm thrilled with what my life is about and what it consists of today, and as much fun as it was to compete back then, I'm happy doing what I'm doing.
Well, your life as it is today is now working with Novak Djokovic, and it's been a recent association. How's it going so far?
Well, we've got, I guess, 5 months behind us, and it's gone very well. I mean, it's a learning process, both culturally and re-engaging at the highest level of the game, and frankly the game's not the same as it was just 5.5, 6 years ago when I stopped playing, and also the preparation is not the same. It's guys are becoming more and more scientific in their approach, and which opens up great opportunities, but it also it diverts focus. I think most of my contemporaries, we practiced all day, every day, and that was the focus of our energy. And the guys nowadays are a little bit more diverse, but that inherently takes some time away from the practice court.
So in one sense, would it be fair to say you've got all that experience behind you that you're able to give to Novak, but at the same time, the changes that you've seen in the game, it's a learning process for you as well?
Well, that's for sure. I mean, it's a huge learning process for me, and frankly, probably where I've had the most effect on Novak is being a little bit of his counter or antithesis, I guess. He's emotional and demonstrative and lets it all fly, and I was controlled and calm, and I think having a little bit of that balances off him a little bit, and I had my struggles and mentally and emotionally on the court, and they're not the same as his. And but I think I can shed some light on what the other guy's feeling, and making sure that he's looking at it not only from that singular perspective of internally.
I mean, I would think you enjoy the role working with Novak, but is it as you expected it to be?
I don't know if I had that many expectations. I knew it was going to be a learning process because it's entering it's entering a team that I was unfamiliar with. It's entering a culture that I was unfamiliar with, and frankly, it's working with an individual who I didn't know well before I started. So my expectations were that I was going to give it my best shot and share as much information at the appropriate time that as I could. And my only other expectation was that he'd give it a fair shot and make sure that he'd give my ideas a whirl, and he's done that.
Let's just fast forward a little bit, because the United States comes up against Serbia in the first round of the Davis Cup. It's going to be hard for you in one sense with that, working with Novak and being an American.
Well, sure it is, but my allegiance will always lie with my nation. I'll be happy for Novak if he plays well and does well, but I'd still love to see Patrick and the team pull off a surprise over in Serbia.
It's going to be difficult, isn't it?
I think they've got, without Andy, I think they've got a huge challenge. But that being said, John's been playing great. Marty's gotten off to a great start this year, and Sam has obviously established himself as one of the better players in the world. So, not to mention those other two guys that seem to be credit for a 1 point every week.
Todd Martin, thanks so much for your time, and thanks for joining us on USTA.com.
Thanks, Craig.